Welcome everyone to this AI Dungeon live stream. I'm Nick Walton, Latitude's CEO and co-founder. Thank you for tuning in today and supporting AI Dungeon. We're excited to share some upcoming changes we're bringing to AI Dungeon that have come from the feedback and contribution of all our players. We really couldn't do this work without the support of you and our entire community. If you haven't already, be sure to join our official Discord server and tune into the Q&A with our team following this presentation. Last October, we released a blog post detailing next steps for AI Dungeon. We spent a ton of time talking to players and listening to their feedback about the game and figured out the top 5 themes players wanted us to focus on and improve next in the AI Dungeon experience. Those were stability, ads, authentication, AI quality, and UI UX design. Since then, our Unchained release in December brought a more stable game experience, removed ads, introduced an improved login and authentication system, and included a number of AI model updates. After Unchained, we then shifted our efforts to the remaining important themes, which included AI quality and the UI UX design. For the last several months, we've been hard at work focusing on improving these aspects of AI Dungeon. Today, we're excited to share these improvements that will be included in our next release. To talk about that, let's go to our head of product, Ryan Siemens.
Thanks, Nick. For the last few months, we have been working on one of our most transformational AI Dungeon updates ever, Phoenix. This will be one of the biggest releases to date, and we want to make sure it meets players' expectations. We're going to begin a beta testing period for all players starting today in anticipation of a broader release in the coming weeks. For Phoenix, AI Dungeon has been overhauled to the core. We've completely rebuilt our technology stack and redesigned our front-end interface. The main game elements and essential play features are still there, but everything around them has been elevated to a whole new level. AI Dungeon has grown a lot since its launch in 2019. This started as a college hackathon project for Nick and has now turned into a whole company and a real game with wide adoption from players. As we've gained more and more players throughout the years, we've gotten lots of feedback about what we could do to make the game better. But to effectively make those changes, we've known that AI Dungeon needed a new foundation to support both what players wanted and, frankly, where we wanted to take the game. Phoenix brings the most significant changes that we've made to AI Dungeon's interface and systems since we introduced the game. We've paid down tech debt across our stack, which includes upgrades to our database, changes to our server infrastructure, and a brand new front-end framework. These updates will increase stability and reduce outages moving forward. Better mobile support is another huge benefit of this sophisticated framework. Our app experience across different devices hasn't always been the most bug-free or consistent, but we now have much better footing to create a consistent experience. The upcoming Phoenix updates give us the ability not only to fix problems and reduce bugs across various platforms, but also to work on new elements that upgrade and enhance the game experience for our players. Phoenix is the culmination of so many ideas, design concepts, product reviews, iterations, and tests, but it's also the beginning of a new era for AI Dungeon. Now that we've addressed stability and quality, our ideas and vision for the future can start to come together. We are teed up for a bunch of exciting changes in upcoming releases, and we can't wait to see what you think and to hear your feedback as those roll out. Now I'll turn things over to our Director of Experience, Devin Northrup, to discuss the process behind the Phoenix redesign and give us a page-by-page walkthrough.
Thanks, Ryan. I've been looking forward to today for months. It has been really hard to keep this release under wraps. We are really excited to finally have the opportunity to show off this radically new version of AI Dungeon coming with the Phoenix release. When AI Dungeon was first developed, the team was primarily comprised of developers and were missing user experience designers. This has meant that at times AI Dungeon has felt clunky and unintuitive. Nick mentioned in our last live stream that we've invested in adding additional skill sets to our team, and we now have a strong team experienced in user experience design, front-end development, mobile design, user research, and design systems. With the team in place, we got to work exploring what the next version of AI Dungeon would look like. We wanted to make sure we not only designed AI Dungeon to meet the current needs of our players, but also set a strong foundation that we can build on for future releases. Today, I'm going to walk through the design changes that we made to AI Dungeon. And as is the case with any design, there's often a lot more thinking, testing, and intent behind the design choices than you might realize. I want to pull back the curtain and give you a glimpse into not only what the new design looks like, but also why we designed it the way that we did. There were a few main areas we focused on for this redesign. Interactions. Every tap or click is part of the interaction of the site and defines how users interact with content, other players, and the AI. Information architecture, how the site is organized and how content is displayed on each page. Players need to be able to find what they're looking for in a way that makes sense. Focus. We aim for every page to have a clear primary action, purpose, and function, where important information is always prioritized. Hierarchy. The design needs to ensure that the most important elements stand out through the use of size, space, color, and other design elements. Typography. As a text-based game, the use of type is incredibly important. We have considered readable fonts that pair well and can be used with different weights and sizes to help with the information hierarchy. Accessibility. It's important to us that everyone can use the site. We designed with accessibility in mind, being sure to design and architect the site in a way that allows everyone to enjoy. Performance. No one likes a slow app. We have spent our time making sure that you don't have to waste yours. And intuitive play. We've made the first round of many improvements to ensure a better first-time user experience for players who are just discovering a dungeon. I'll try to draw attention to these themes as we show you the site. Let's go ahead and start looking at what's coming to AI Dungeon with the Phoenix update. Meet AI Dungeon Phoenix. This new design is absolutely stunning. We worked hard to find an aesthetic that is modern, intuitive, and fresh, while also being true to the character and heritage of AI Dungeon. Each page and feature has been rethought, revised, refined, and refreshed. But you'll find that while everything may look different, it's still instantly familiar. As Ryan said, the main game elements and essential play features are still there, but everything around them has been elevated and evolved to be more elegant and intuitive. We wanted to take the core game experience that our players know well and simply add to it, to make it more useful and enjoyable. Our homepage has a whole new look, but the same classic feel. At the top, you'll see our redesigned banner section. Banners provide players with helpful information about updates, events, and useful tips. Now it's easier to see all the information in one convenient place. We've also introduced new category rows to the content carousels featured on the homepage. They include recently added from top creators, from our newest creators, community favorites, from creators you follow, newest from our community, and timeless classics. These categories will help players discover more great content in new ways. These sections will be refreshed regularly, so be sure to check back often to see the latest. These new carousels also reflect the new creators program we rolled out a few months ago. Each quarter, we identify our top and emerging creators. This elite group will now have their work featured prominently on the homepage. I'm really excited about the newest from our community section, which will showcase content from all players. We think it'll help new creators get discovered and encourage more players to start creating scenarios and worlds of their own. All of our content cards on the site now appear with images. Players have the opportunity to pick an image that best represents their published adventure, scenario, or world from a new library of AI-generated images. This functionality was previously only available for worlds, and users had a limited number of options to choose from. We've already heard from players that they'd like even more choices for adding images to content cards. Coming soon, we'll enable players to add images that aren't part of our image library. We hope to add this functionality during the Phoenix beta period. Images for adventures and scenarios bring liveliness and energy to a previously uniform and drab elements. They have completely transformed our Discover section, which was previously called Search. These new cards allow creators to represent the spirit of their published work with a fun visual that encourages other players to explore and engage with content more than ever before. Everything is more polished, aligned, and elegant. The information is easier to read, and the most important actions are up front and center. One fun addition is the new adventure section on scenarios and worlds. This allows you to view published adventures that were created using the scenario or world you're looking at. Across the site, including here on the Discover page, you'll see new pop-up tips, providing helpful information about AI Dungeon specific features that often confuse new players. This is a small but impactful element that we've included to provide a better first-time experience with an AI Dungeon. On desktop, we've replaced the play button with new in the upper right corner to make it easier for players to quickly start an adventure and also provide a more efficient way for creators to access scenario or world templates. We have also simplified our site-wide navigation. Our legacy navigation system was basically a long list of links, which didn't help guide users to the most important parts of AI Dungeon. Now, with fewer, clearer navigation choices, players will more easily be able to discover the key actions they can take. Daily rewards, notification center, and profile buttons are now grouped together and readily accessible. Selecting your profile picture or icon still displays your username, membership status, and resources. You can select each of these to go to your profile, adjust your subscription, or purchase more credits and scales. Personal profile pages should feel very similar. Your content, also known as My Stuff, is still separated by type, and you can easily edit your profile picture, username, and bio. Many of you will be pleased to see the return of a sorely missed feature, the ability to view a list of your followers, following, and friends. This is one of several features enabled by the rewrites we've made behind the scenes. Also under the profile menu is the user settings page. This user settings page has been simplified to include basic global actions like changing your username, email, password, linked accounts, or membership. All other game settings are only available in-game from the play screen now. Another feature that's been completely overhauled is our AI safety settings. Players may be aware of our previously offered safe mode within AI Dungeon. Over the last few months, we've seen increased user feedback that this feature wasn't providing the expected amount of control that players wanted over their experiences. Players sometimes encountered uncomfortable situations with the AI, even when safe mode was turned on. As we considered this feedback and re-examined this feature, we realized that determining the safety of AI-generated content and protecting our players from potentially harmful material is a very difficult problem to solve, and frankly, it's one we haven't done well on in the past. We started looking for a technology partner who specializes in content safety and could provide a better solution than we have. We identified Hive AI as that solution and have implemented their AI-based scoring technology within AI Dungeon to give players better control over their experience and help them feel safe when interacting with the AI. When players interact with the AI, the model outputs will be sent to Hive for a safety score. If the AI-generated output doesn't meet the threshold set by the player, we will either provide a different generation or let the user know there was an issue. As with any partnership, we've taken time to evaluate Hive's product and terms of service to ensure our players' privacy and security is protected. Hive is well established in the machine learning field, and their product is utilized by many top brands and companies. None of the data we send to Hive will be stored, looked at, or used in any way to train their models. All API requests are encrypted, processed by Hive's internal servers, and then immediately deleted. Their use of our players' content is only to generate a safety score during gameplay. We have more information about this new partnership in a coming blog post. We're really excited that Hive is becoming an integral part of AI Dungeon and helping us protect our players. Our new AI safety setting has 3 levels: safe, moderate, and mature. These correspond roughly with familiar movie ratings. The safe setting is similar to PG, moderate is closer to PG-13, and mature is R, which is the same as our current mature 18+ setting. These levels let players dictate what kind of content the AI can generate, and we can change and adjust them as we receive feedback. Along with AI safety, we're also improving the safety settings for Discover and Search. We want to ensure that players can have a safe browsing experience on AI Dungeon as well. We've intentionally set up this setting to operate independently of the AI safety settings, since we know that some players like to create their own NSFW content, but prefer not to see other people's NSFW content when browsing. You'll see a new search-specific filter in Discover that will simply display or not display NSFW tagged results. The AI safety setting and search filter both default to safe, and players can change these themselves. Additionally, any published worlds, scenarios, or adventures will be sent to Hive and receive a safety score to help prevent mistagged content from showing up in the wrong places. Ultimately, our updated AI safety setting and safe search filter are just more ways players get to customize and control their individual AI dungeon experience. They provide additional safety controls for those who want them, while still offering flexibility for those who don't. Our team has been spending significant time and resources doing user research. And one area that consistently gives new and experienced players troubles is the gameplay screen. In particular, players often don't understand several important actions. The do, say, story, see actions are hidden, and it isn't clear you can change your action type. Many players also don't realize they can simply continue the story without typing or taking a turn. For several months, we've been experimenting with different designs and are excited to introduce this new pattern I'm going to show you now. First, let's open up an adventure and see what it looks like. A recently started adventure will look like this: the standard prompt and text, with fewer buttons appearing on the screen. It's really clean and elegant, but still feels like classic AI Dungeon. We now have Take a Turn, Continue, Retry, and Erase as our primary button actions. Take a Turn is a new addition that immediately creates a more intuitive roleplay experience within AI Dungeon. Selecting this actually opens up a brand new way to use our essential input modes: do, say, story, and see. Selecting Take a Turn opens the standard input box on do mode. Around the current mode, we've included small arrows to help indicate that there are other options available. Selecting the current mode opens a menu bar that lists all of the input modes in order. Selecting a new mode collapses the menu and changes the input box instructions to that mode. We've also made sure that typing your next action is only one click or tap away, just like the legacy version of AI Dungeon. The old paper airplane icon has been retired in favor of a continue button, which is a much more straightforward way to display and explain that function for new users. The continue and retry actions now have equal importance alongside the take a turn action. This is significant because it will help players familiarize themselves with these important actions more quickly. Erase is now included in an effort to separate undo and redo from story actions and include broader user actions. So instead of undo meaning erase, erase means erase, which is then an action that can be undone. When you scroll up in your current adventure past a certain point, elements of the play screen retract to give you a more immersive experience. You can select the new arrow that appears at the bottom of the screen to quickly jump back down to the game screen and keep playing. In-game settings are still accessible through the gear icon in the upper right corner of the play screen. They've been simplified into 3 categories: gameplay, AI models, and appearance. You can access the memory, author's note, and world info context tools under the gameplay tab. Under the AI models tab, you can change the language model you're playing with, or opt into or out of our Improve the AI program. The Appearance tab lets you customize certain aspects of your AI Dungeon experience. Finally, the new game screen features our flame icon in the upper left corner instead of a back arrow. The title of your current adventure is listed next to the icon, so you always know what story you're playing. Selecting the flame icon brings up links to your profile and resources. A small Now Playing card appears below those with the title of your current adventure, a tiny thumbnail picture, and the option to exit adventure back to the home screen. What I like most about Phoenix isn't really a specific feature. I'm most excited about the better performance we'll see in the game overall after this update. The stable code base will allow us to iterate on and develop features more quickly. I especially love how much faster everything feels and how much better everything works. Not all legacy features will be available at the start of the beta testing period. Phoenix is currently missing world info, multiplayer, native mobile apps, and scripting. However, the data flows seamlessly between the beta and production version of AI Dungeon. So if there's a feature that's missing, you can still use it in the legacy version. We could have waited to release Phoenix until everything was ready, but we felt it was time to get input and feedback from our community to help us prepare for the final release. I want to reiterate that although we're happy and confident in this new version, it still needs to pass the testing and feedback of our players before it's ready for the final release. We'll be actively watching our community, gathering feedback, and improving on what we're showing here today to provide the best possible experience for our players. Now I'll hand things back over to Nick for our next big announcement.
Thanks, Devin. I'm really proud of our team for the great work that's on in making this redesign happen. Now, let's talk about some big AI additions Phoenix is bringing to AI Dungeon. Last month, we put out a blog post detailing the significant improvements we've made to our model infrastructure, processes, and systems. This has all been in an effort to make the AI quality better in AI Dungeon, which we know is one of the most important aspects of the game to our players. We've been working on some new internal beta models and have been looking for other ways we can continue providing the highest quality AI possible for our users. Over the past few months, we've seen players share how impressed they are with the quality of ChatGPT, and we've received numerous requests to add it as a playable model in AI Dungeon. This pairs with a very common player feedback we get expressing how much users miss Old Dragon, which was based on the similar GPT-3 model. We recently validated this sentiment in our March player survey, finding that over 70% of players who responded were excited about the idea of ChatGPT being a model option in AI Dungeon. Because so many of our players expressed high interest in this, we decided to explore ways we could include ChatGPT in AI Dungeon. After some initial successful tests, we're now pleased to announce that we've officially decided to start offering ChatGPT through Microsoft Azure as a new beta model option in AI Dungeon. We've chosen to use Microsoft Azure for a few specific reasons, the most important being Azure's privacy and security reputation. We know this is crucial to our players' experiences in AI Dungeon, so we wanted to make sure we were being thoughtful and conscious about those issues from the very beginning. Microsoft is the only company besides OpenAI to have access to the ChatGPT model. Some players may wonder if Azure sends data to OpenAI, but it does not. Microsoft hosts the OpenAI models within their own Azure infrastructure, and all customer data sent to Azure remains within the Azure service. This means that data processed by Azure is never sent to OpenAI. Microsoft runs ChatGPT on their own servers with strong security and privacy protections they developed as part of the Azure stack. This is a new partnership for us, so we've taken the process slowly and sought out our players' feedback at every step to ensure we're making changes that result in an overall better AI Dungeon experience. We've utilized our entire AI evaluation toolkit to determine whether we should offer ChatGPT from Azure long-term. And early testers have compared it to being as good as or better than Old Dragon. So we're excited to start offering this model alongside our others. Starting today, premium members will be able to try a beta version of ChatGPT in our testing environment while we gather more feedback, answer questions, and address concerns before moving the model to production full-time. During this testing period, adventurers can use ChatGPT with the standard memory offering. Hero tier subscribers will have access to 2x memory and Legend tier to 4x memory. If you aren't a premium member, you won't be able to use ChatGPT at this time. Using ChatGPT is entirely opt-in, and even though it's past our initial testing process, we're still working on some aspects of the model while in beta, and we'll continue to evaluate it within AI Dungeon. Many of you might know that ChatGPT has different, more sensitive content policies than AI Dungeon, even when offered through Azure. Because of this, players can only use ChatGPT if the safe or moderate level is selected under our new AI safety setting. So you may not be able to use ChatGPT for all stories. Switching to one of our other 3 models will provide greater flexibility and freedom in the type of content you can generate and create. And we're happy that we can offer several different choices for our players. As I said, early testing has indicated that ChatGPT is one of the best models we've ever used for AI Dungeon and has many quality gains and strengths that other models don't right now. It's performed extremely well for adventurers, and it has the potential to greatly improve areas where the AI struggled in the past, like memory, repetition, and creativity. We really believe that integrating ChatGPT through Azure will improve and enhance the entire AI Dungeon gaming experience. But despite all that, we're still committed to improving our other models. We released new beta versions only a few months ago. We'll continue to keep improving both our partner-offered models as well as our own models as we go forward. Ryan's now going to explain how you can see the Phoenix redesign of AI Dungeon.
Thanks, Nick. Hopefully you're just as excited as we are to jump in and start testing the new interface and models. So here's how you can do that. We are launching a brand new beta environment of AI Dungeon for Phoenix, which is available right now at beta.aidungeon.com. Login info for the beta environment is the same as your regular AI Dungeon login. You may be familiar with our previously offered beta experience, which was a flag setting in the production game that players could opt into or out of, depending on if they wanted to see and test new game features. Now, we've created a brand new, completely separate beta environment that lets players explore features before the formal production release. And if something's not working quite right, players can go back to the production version where changes are introduced more slowly. So, starting with Phoenix, big AI Dungeon updates will be released first to this beta environment, available at beta.aidungeon.com. The redesign we've announced today will only be available in the beta environment during the testing period. After we do more testing, migrate all legacy features, gather feedback from players, and validate everything is working as expected, then we'll deploy this Phoenix update to production and officially retire the legacy version of AI Dungeon. All of this means that the existing production version of AI Dungeon will continue to be available during this time at play.aidungeon.io and in our mobile apps. And the Phoenix update of AI Dungeon will be available at beta.aidungeon.com. The beta site is accessible on desktop and mobile, and we will have beta versions of the apps rolling out shortly. Remember, we are utilizing this beta environment and testing period to collect more data, work out bugs, and get feedback from players. So please go check it out, start using the new interface, and let us know what you think on our Discord server or with an email to support@aidungeon.io.
Thanks, Ryan and Devin. So many great updates are coming to AI Dungeon. The comprehensive backend technology rewrite, elegant front-end interface redesign, revamped AI safety settings, and ChatGPT through Microsoft Azure integration. All of it is available today in our brand new beta environment, accessible from beta.aidungeon.com. Phoenix addresses much of the remaining player feedback we discussed in our October 2022 blog post by bringing even more stability, better AI quality, and refreshed designs to AI Dungeon. Of course, maintaining and further improving AI Dungeon is an ongoing process that we look forward to working on with our next releases. We also have plenty of ideas to continue growing AI Dungeon, and we'll put out a new blog post detailing those plans when we're ready to talk about them. We're really proud of the team behind this update and want to recognize the great work that went into completing this effort by the dedicated designers and developers that worked hard on this release. These team members have done an outstanding job evolving, transforming, and improving the well-known and well-loved AI Dungeon experience to something equally as impactful and even more intuitive for our players, new and old. Thank you to all of our alpha testers and Discord contributors. Your knowledge and feedback are invaluable to us and vital to providing a better experience for all our players. We're extremely grateful for your dedication and commitment to AI Dungeon. Finally, a big thank you to our entire player base for all of your passion, feedback, and support. We couldn't do any of this without you. We hope you're as excited as we are about the upcoming Phoenix release, which you can beta test today. Your continued feedback has been critical in driving the changes we've announced, and we're delighted to see AI Dungeon further grow and improve. We have even more planned for our next major release coming later this year. Make sure to check out our ever-expanding guidebook at help.aidungeon.io for in-depth articles, answers to questions, and solutions to problems. We will also be creating and adding tutorials to the guidebook and our YouTube channel over the next few months, so watch out for those. And remember, we'll be having a post-livestream Q&A with our team for the next hour. So head over to our official Discord server right now to join us. That link is in the description below. After that, if you have any questions or feedback about the products or updates we've discussed today, you can always send an email to support@aidungeon.io or message in Discord to chat with a member of our team or growing community of players and helpers. Links are in the description to our blog and new Phoenix release landing page as well. So check those out below if you want to know and read more. Thank you so much for tuning in to our presentation today. Happy adventuring.